One step closer to being an actual old man who yells at clouds. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get on. A mandate. You get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you, right, Gina Grad?
That's right.
And Bald Brian. A man lays down with another man. He may lay down with a beast. Dana Gould comically is running a few minutes late, but he'll be in here. And I
Heartbreakingly.
say comically because Bill Shatner was here for well over an hour. And, well, we'll talk to Dana. I think he's a pretty big Shatner fan. And so the plan was to have them pass each other in the hall and maybe stop and have a meaningful conversation. But Dana missed that. And I'll be interested to ask Dana about the psychology behind that, because Dana's a very prompt guy. At least that's the version of Dana that I know, and he has been on the show many times. We've never waited on Dana Gould. And so there's a day when Shatner's going to be in here, and Dana loves Shatner. What's the psychology? Now, he'll tell you he had to take one of his kids to school or something happened.
Right.
But is there something more to it? I don't know.
Like don't meet your idols?
I don't
know.
know.
Like how I let Dolly Parton walk past me because I was too afraid to meet her?
I do kind of have my, I do, and everyone should apply this to every facet of life, which is, it's my $10,000 rule. Which is, if I said, if you say to most people, oh, sorry, I'm late, hit some traffic, blah, blah, blah. If I told you the night before there'd be $10,000 for you if
schedule.
You got here before, 9 a.m. or whatever.
You got there at 8:30.
Every single human being I know would MapQuest it and Waze it the night before. They'd leave at 5 in the morning for the 10-minute commute. Like, you wouldn't miss it if that was involved. And most people freely admit that. They go, yeah, well, it was 10. All right. And again, this doesn't apply to Dana per se. It sounds like it. But with the $10,000 rule in place, simply apply that to most things in life. Minus the $10,000, but just have that mindset, and you're probably not going to miss a lot of flights.
I agree. I've long had this theory. I think I've floated versions of it on the show, and Dana will deny it. Most people will deny it. You, I think, genuinely do. But I don't think anyone genuinely loves, so who doesn't know in us family, loves Shatner. Like, people like him ironically. Like, the great example is his music. Rock it, man. It's like, everyone's like, oh, it's so good. It's not good. It's not good. It's funny.
Shatner's still here. He's coming into the studio.
Mr.
We can have a good chuckle at it, but let's not confuse, I love the art that this person puts into the world with that person amuses me. And I wonder if there's a thing where Dana's like, I don't want to know the real Bill Shatner. I like the Bill Shatner that we laugh about.
Well, let's talk about that as it pertains to Shatner, and as we've discussed previously, probably with Shatner and with Dolly Parton and people like that. If you hang around long enough, you can go from something to a farcical comic book version of yourself, and then circle back again to meaningful. Like, I think Shatner, if you would have got hold of me 10 years ago or 20 years ago and asked about Shatner, I would have gone with your version of it.
You know him, though. That's a key difference.
That is true, but I also am saying from a societal standpoint, going into orbit and doing all the stuff he's done sort of since Rocket Man, and ironically, and then the sort of farcical version of Shatner. I think he's tacking his way back into the Dolly Parton zone, which is moving from sort of comic book character back to national treasure. Dana Gould has now joined us.
Speaking of national treasures.
He doesn't look super happy.
Who missed Shatner.
I know.
And we were discussing, and Dana, I think you're very open to this discussion. I'll front load it by saying that the psychology, and there's two psychology. We have my thoughts, Brian has his thoughts. You wanted to see Shatner, you missed Shatner.
Yes.
Now, one would argue, something's mechanical, your car broke down, you had to drive your daughter to school, and then there's another part that's a deeper psychological part, which is why of all days.
Yeah, well, both. It was a child care related issue, and I'm being punished for having children by missing William Shatner. I have seen him in the neighborhood. I saw him at Art's Deli.
Sure.
He was with some people. I was with my friend Rob Cohen, and we were sitting in a booth, and Rob just goes, "Turn to your left very slowly." And I turn, and he was right directly across from me in a booth with his, I guess, wife, and there were some people, and they were talking about the band The Donnas.
Oh, really?
Take it off.
He was wearing Birkenstocks, and I'm going to say, with all the love in my heart, I could only describe his toenails as Jurassic. But no, lovely dude.
Any guy who's on a horse 11 hours a day who then wears Birkenstocks when they go out to eat, I like that guy because I feel like a lot of guys get on a horse for 10 minutes a year to justify wearing cowboy boots
Right.
out. Shatner, ironically,
lives the life.
does not ever wear. I've never seen him in cowboy boots, yet he is on a horse
And he
most of the day.
is 91, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's my dad's age.
He's my dad's age.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And,
Right.
And he just went to space.
Maybe we should do this.
My dad won't go to the store.
I know,
The Donnas.
the Donnas. I would like, if your dad would agree to, and I could get Shatner to do it, just to sit your dad down next to Shatner and my dad down next to Shatner and going, everyone's 91. Let's talk life accomplishment. Bill, you go first. Mr. Gould, you'll go second. Dad, I'd like you to just sort of bring up the rear here.
Closer, as it were.
Boy, do I love potatoes. That's not really an accomplishment.
Dad, you finished a fun-size payday bar once. When was that? All right.
Yeah.
Now I'm writing this down.
dad-
you go now.
My dad did once drown a deer in a stream. Like, I don't want to just throw away everything. He was hunting.
Wow.
My brother shot a deer. He winged it.
Was it a witch?
Yes, that's what they found out. My brother winged it, and the deer was like running along,
Bleeding out?
not well. Yeah, so he grabbed it. It was a buck. He grabbed it by his antlers and drowned it in a stream. So,
Oddly humane.
It's a solid second place right there.
I just see him at the and looking. I just see a guy like looking at that on the resume and going, "So you think this will qualify you to spend the entire winter alone at the Overlook?" Oh yeah, sure.
How does one like yourself, so thoughtful, so funny, so inquisitive, so interested, how does a person like you spring from your dad's loins?
Spring from my dad's loins, and let's just imagine it. And four brothers exactly the same.
As you or your dad?
My dad.
Oh, interesting.
And my sister. It's really just me. I call it the Marilyn Munster syndrome. I'm the one that looks normal to the outside world, but to them, I'm the freak.
Right.
Yes.
I am legend.
The running joke is she was a beautiful blonde that they all felt sorry for because they thought she was homely. So
By the way, not a lot of the Munsters and the I don't want to pull us off the rails here.
Please, but go ahead.
But the Munsters and the Addams family suffered the same thing, which is like they didn't have any jokes. They had all the ingredients of jokes, but they never really made it over the line. Like every episode of the Addams Family, it's raining. I know, isn't it beautiful? Let's have a picnic. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. It's the opposite day. Yeah.
Right.
And it was just like, it's like if I gave you a bowl of flour with an egg in it, it's not a cake.
Right.
It's the stuff you need to make a cake.
Yeah, so...
But I didn't do the magic part that makes it a cake.
Every joke was someone is presented with a bouquet of flowers, and it's too bad they're not dead,
Right.
Yeah.
but we can set them outside.
Or she'd
and
clip the flowers off the stems.
keep,
and put
keep the thorny stems.
Get it?
Yeah, I guess that's all you needed back then. I mean,
it was
low
much
bar.
easier back then. By the way, I love the idea of it. I like spooky stuff. I'm all for it, but doesn't really make me laugh. But I don't want to get us off Shatner because that's a deep vein and my father's lack of accomplishments.
Yeah. So what your dad did what for a living?
It was phone company. Literally, here's my dad. Was in the Army during Korea, served stateside. Got out, got in his car, drove until he found a place that was hiring, worked there for 50 years.
Right. And that was a phone company.
Phone company, exactly. And it didn't, his passion in life was hunting. And
drowning.
And drowning. And drinking, so it does kind of fit. And work was just a thing that he did. Like the idea of a career never entered his mind.
And just to make this more painful, working for the phone company, was this enough for him to afford a house?
No.
Oh, okay. I feel better. Never mind. I feel better.
Did he find it passive-aggressive when he was telling a stranger that he served in the Korean conflict and you said stateside?
Stateside.
Did he take umbrage with
Stateside.
that? I heard the call and I answered the greatest call of a stateside.
Fort Bragg.
He
30th parallel?
He played baseball for the Army. That was what he did. He was a good baseball player. He was scouted by the Indians, but instead enlisted in the Army, and he played baseball as a recruiting tool. So he would trick other people into going to Korea, but he just had to stay stateside.
Scouted by the Indians is either a great thing or a very scary thing, depending on what period of time this country was in.
Yeah, exactly. The Cleveland. Are they still the Cleveland Indians?
They're the defenders?
Guardians.
Okay. I don't want to piss anybody off.
So, and speaking of that, and just hopped into my head with what we're talking about.
So Shatner was here. In this chair.
In this very chair.
In this very chair. And he got here early, too, because he's like, where's Dana Gould?
I'm sure.
He's running late. He got here.
Where's Dana Gould?
He got here early. Now, Brian has a theory about Shatner being sort of a caricature.
But
I hear you.
Tell me if you agree with this. No one loves Shatner genuinely, love him ironically, i.e. they love the Shatner caricature or they love Rocket Man.
Sure.
Like that is amusing and funny. I agree. I don't think anyone loves what Shatner for, putting this art into the world. But you tell me.
I think he's done a thing where it's very similar to Adam West, maybe not quite as self-conscious as Adam West, where he's an actor, he's a straight actor, he's a good actor, and they both played these larger-than-life characters. And then the bloom went off that rose, and they struggled, and then they sort of became parodies of themselves. Adam West became sort of a comedic character, and I think Shatner did do the same thing, where he's sort of playing William Shatner. But I do agree he's reinventing himself once again. I mean, I would not underestimate anything that guy would want to do.
If you listen, I don't know, next week to the one-on-one I did with him, you'll find a very compelling, interested, empathic human being who never stops asking questions. But it's still, that's my version of it, but I know him pretty well. Yeah. And then there's the public's version. And I would argue if you listen to the conversation, though, then my version may be your version, the public's version.
Let me just be clear real quick that I'm not questioning that he's a substantial guy or an interesting fellow, all those things. He seems like a very nice guy every time
You're a hater. You're a hater.
I dislike him personally. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
You dislike him personally?
No, of course not. The opposite.
You're Team Takat. Bill would not let Zulu get promoted. It's not real. To be 91 years old and still be like, my dad's 91 years old and he just sits in the house and watches Fox News. Like he doesn't, so to be that age and still fully engaged in the world, how can you not be a fascinating person?
I think it's a good metaphor for how we should conduct ourselves, especially in these turbulent times, which is I was squarely in the Shatner, this guy's a joke camp for a long time. And then I got to know him and I was like, oh, there's a lot more here once you get to know the guy. And I think it's a good metaphor for it's easy to go this politician or this actor or this entrepreneurs, this person, you know what I mean? But sit down and hear what they have to say for an hour, and I think you'll probably change your mind.
You're essentially saying don't judge a bill by his Shatner.
Well done.
That's
Wow,
a good,
yes.
good one. All right.
Well put.
I had a thought. I was driving in on time, Dana, to interview with Bill Shatner because I respect the man. But
Well, I was near the neutral zone, and I had to proceed with caution.
I was listening to the news, and they were doing this whole press conference about the shooting in Texas and all that. And we all heard the story, and this isn't really. I'm not focusing on the story. I was focusing as I was listening. When you watch something on TV, in a weird way, you get less information than just driving alone in your car and hearing it.
Agreed.
It's more acute.
Absolutely.
The words mean more. They penetrate deeper. You could watch an entire TV show, an hour-long TV show on, Hollywood murder mystery, what happened to Dave Clark of the Dave Clark Five or whatever. You watch the whole thing or listen to the whole thing in your car, you'll have much greater retention when you listen. So things jump out at you.
Agree.
And I was listening to this press conference, and Steve McCraw, I think is his name, is a director of public safety. The poor guy had to get up there and answer questions that were pretty unanswerable. But what I was listening for is the press and the reporters and how they answered the questions. And I'll just play a clip. Now, don't look, just listen, everybody. It'll stand out more.
They executed a search, or at least a dynamic entry, and went in, and of course, that was not till 12. That was not till 12:57. With the benefit of hindsight, stand by, stand by, right? I got it. Okay. Hey, for the benefit of hindsight, where I'm sitting now. Of course, it was not the right decision. It was the wrong decision, period. There's no excuse for that. But again, I wasn't there, but I'm just telling you, from what we know, we believe there should have been those rounds are being fired at and keep shooting until the subject is dead, period.
All right. Well, thanks for not exactly doing what I was asking for, Chris. But I said just put a montage together, people shouting out questions, which I don't know why we don't have that.
There's like several clips.
All right. Well, we just needed the part where he ended and everyone started shouting, and then he ended and everyone started shouting again. But do we have that or no?
Looking at the footage, I'm
all right. Well, anyway,
I'm worried about grown men in cowboy hats.
It's a lot of hat.
I don't know why we didn't do this, but either way, there was enough there. Everyone's screaming questions randomly with a group of 30 people. Mm-hmm. In a world where we have a lot of order, and when you go to the airport, it's like, where's your phone? Where's your pass? Where's your stuff? Wait in line, Top Gun's coming out. I can't just walk into the theater and sit in somebody's seat and go, hey, man, you were getting popcorn. That's on you. It's like, no, somebody buys something, gets a thing. We have a line. We have an order. We have it's your turn now, then it's your turn. The notion of everyone screaming at once, why is that still in play? Why? And maybe there's something we like about it. It feels very chaotic, and it doesn't feel...
And it doesn't happen all the time. I figure there's got to be someone from the press office who's directing sometimes, and other times it's a goddamn free-for-all.
Or they just do that like the press secretary. They yell once they start to walk away to get their attention, not while they're in the middle of the speech.
I think it's like you see the floor of the stock market where people are screaming and holding papers. It's a form of doing business that was put into place 100 years ago.
Yes.
And we've never looked at it and went, we should fix this.
I'm saying there was a lot of stuff we did 100 years ago that we don't do now.
So why this?
Maybe there's another clip.
To tie both of your points together, they don't do the stock market thing anymore. It's all digital. It's all
really?
Right.
Yeah, the stuff you saw in Ferris Bueller. Yeah. That's how it was. I think that's called arbitrage. I think there's a name for it. It was the ritual.
Sounds like a skin cream.
It was the ritual of like,
it's a Beastie Boys song. All right, sorry, we'll play
John
one more.
McGinley's brother does that.
When we find something out, hey, woman in the
William Mendoza from VOA News. I have two questions. The first one is being said that Border Patrol had the special team on site and the local police did not allow them to go into the building.
I don't know why we have this recorded,
Can you elaborate why that would
I have an idea.
All right, I simply just said, give me a montage of people shouting out questions.
I'm still thrown by the hats.
They are 10-gallon at least.
I would like to institute some sort of order to this.
I have a suggestion.
A chair where you sit, this person, and then the next person slides into that chair, and then you're allowed to ask your question. Yes.
I think I have a really good suggestion that is from 100 years ago, because you know what still works? Deli counter tickets.
Yes.
So you grab
might
your ticket.
spot Shatner.
And the guy up there is like, all right, who's number 15? I'm
That's
15,
right.
and then you get to ask your question.
We go the bakery route.
Yeah.
I have a question about the doors, and I'd like a pound of smoked turkey, cut a little thin.
All right. The next thought, which has nothing to do with this thought.
They are grand.
Which is, I think everyone loves avocados, right? Mm. And now they've become a very important part of our lives. When I was a kid, avocado was a neither here nor there, but maybe the picture of the taco had an avocado on it, but the taco you got didn't have an avocado on it, but maybe for 50 cents.
I never tried an avocado till I moved here.
Avocados are now very important in everyone's lives.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny, as I was driving in today, I was thinking, I may miss Shatner, but I'm not going to miss the avocado chunk.
Good.
That's right, of this show.
Here we are.
Yeah,
I have an avocado handy hint for you that will blow your mind.
All right.
We've only started doing this. You know, they go, it's like, this is not mine. Somebody had this. I don't know if it's a comedian or whatever, but the way our avocados ripen, it's like, not ready, not ready, not ready. Right now, too late.
Yeah.
You know, mm-hmm. You store them in water.
In water.
We have do you know this?
Yes, but I saw an article today why you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, no, do tell.
Literally this morning.
What was it?
It just said that that's like the trend now, and that storing in water causes all kind of bacteria to grow.
Good to know.
Do we eat the outside?
I don't know. I'll find it.
I don't care.
It's the don't do the TikTok
That
hack
explains why I have 6 nipples now.
What? Only 4 of them are functional, though. What?
But
all
they
right.
produce
so
black
if
mold.
you put it in water, then the avocado
they don't spoil as quickly.
Age. All right. So here's my theory, or here's my thought. Here's the world I'd like to live in, but I do not know if this exists.
Okay.
I may be making this up. We have decided that avocados are up there. Look, I grew up without a cell phone. Now I need my cell phone. I cannot leave the house. Show up at the house, 0 avocados, panic.
Oh, you're naked.
I need my avocados. It also strikes me that if you use a shopping service, which I did recently, and ordered 3 avocados, you get 3 rock hard avocados. Yes. They're all in the same state. Meaning you will not be able to eat any of these avocados for 4 days, and then you'll have a 26-minute window to consume all of them, or they're all going bad.
The Instacart success rate for avocados is razor thin.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we implement this? It's a day of discovery. First, I have my chair or the bakery pull for the press conference, now avocado. When you order 3 avocados in the Instacart, you should get a eat today avocado, a eat in 2 days avocado, and an eat in 4 days avocado.
100%.
Not 4 or not 3 of the same.
And they're hard.
Oh, yeah.
Or you get 3 soft ones. But either way, I want a time span, and there needs to be a separate bin. The store needs a today avocado.
Avocado ladder.
And this weekend you're making guacamole bin.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you could in the bins. They could be automated so that they revolve. Like if the bins are in a circle, and on like a lazy Susan, and every day it moves. So then the 3 day just automatically goes to 2 day. The 2 day goes to and then they're for sale.
The FDA warns that storing avocados in water breeds salmonella.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're again a day of discovery, like you said.
Now, are any of the high end, like when you go into Irwan and Santa Monica, this is a question for Dana, I guess. If you go into the highest end stores, is there any separation of the avocados, or is it just a free-for-all?
I'm just Peeps. I shop at Trader Joe's 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And it's just, by the way, they don't really trade anything. They'll trade you their crap for your money, and that's about it.
That's right.
Trading.
There's no pelts.
Yeah, no pelts. I walked out with a bunch of old comic books. Nothing.
Every once in a while at Ralph's, you'll get a sticker that says ripe on it, but that's not a guarantee.
No, it's just you gotta squeeze it, and these days, what with the disease, people are squeezing your avocados and.
You know what I do? I flick off the nubbin and I look at the color inside to see.
I would reckon by the time you get to your avocado, it's been handled by 27 human beings.
100%.
Yes, and somebody needs. We have banana bread for bananas. When they go south, some industrious person will announce we're making banana bread out of them. Somebody needs to do something with avocados. I know there's guacamole, but that doesn't work.
That person is never a man.
No. And that person never does it.
Somebody really should.
They make the proclamation when you announce a whole bunch of bananas has gone south. They go, no worries. I'll make banana bread. And then you leave and they throw away the bananas.
Brian, are you about to shit on our point for Christy? Because I have that feeling. Well, what does she do with it?
I wasn't about to, but now that you mention it. No, this is grocery store insider knowledge. You guys, this isn't exactly what you're talking about, but it's adjacent. Are you guys aware of the buy today rack in the back of the grocery store?
By the bathroom.
By the bathrooms. Yeah, there's a rack of hey, this bread is marked for today, so get it out of our store. It's $1. They will put produce on there that is eat it today or it's no good.
I would argue if you're a single dude, it's a good place to troll chicks. You can cruise chicks there because there's a pragmatism that they have.
Right.
And there's also a lowered self-esteem, which makes it easier for you to bed them.
I want to meet a chick who's up for eating a loaf of bread in a day.
All right. Dana, I should give some plugs to. He's got his YouTube series, Hanging with Dr. Z, which I'm very excited about.
I'm going to be where you are, I see. I'm going to be at the Comedy Works in Denver, June 23rd, 4th, and 5th. Oh. You're going down there.
Oh,
so you're going to be there. I'm doing Comedy Works South.
We'll be there at the same time, I believe.
And you will be at the Comedy Works East or North?
The other one.
The other one?
The other one.
The other one. Oh, good. Well, let's go hike up to Red Rock.
Yeah, look at some fossils.
Yeah, during, by the way, anyone that hasn't done that Red Rocks hike, do it, man. It is glorious. Also, Dana's got a podcast.
I should come and are you doing your podcast at night?
Doing our podcast and stand-up and podcast, but 2 shows each night.
Because if you're doing your podcast before the show, I could come down and do your podcast.
That would be awesome, depending on how the rest of today goes. I mean, you already missed Shatner.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I know. You just missed Patrick Stewart. Damn it!
Unfortunately, I'm guessing we'll both be up on stage at 7:30 and then 10 o'clock. But if we can make it work, we'll definitely do it. All right. So we got Rotten Tomatoes game. We got Huell's Jewels. I'm told a very exciting version of that one to play.
Or should we do Bill's Thrills? Should it just be Shatner turn?
Pivot.
This potato chip looks like Rock Hudson.
We'll do it all. First, I'll tell you about Tommy John Summer Heat. Melting the ice cubes down there. Stay frosty where it counts. With Tommy John underwear, you'll be that much cooler. Everything will be that much better. Breathable, lightweight.
You're wearing yours
right now. I see him.
I'm headed out to the desert after this. I'm going to Palm Springs area where it's 103 effing degrees and no better underwear than Tommy John.
I'm wearing mine right now. Lightweight, breathable fabric. 4 times the stretch of competing brands. You actually are 7 degrees cooler than in cotton in Tommy John Apollo underwear. Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics. Over 17 million pairs sold. We're all wearing ours right now. It's the best pair you'll ever wear. It's free. Guarantee. Right, Dawson?
Shop TommyJohn.com/Adam now for 20% off your first order. Get 20% off right now at TommyJohn.com/Adam. TommyJohn.com/Adam. See site for details.
All right. We'll take ourselves a break. We'll do Rotten Tomatoes and Huell's Jewels right after this. All right. Dana Gould is here. We got Rotten Tomatoes to play. We got Huell's jewels to get into. Still obsessing over my clips from the press conference. How do we explain this, Emmy? What goes on? I'm curious. I'm very... now, everyone thinks this is a dressing down. It is not. I'm interested in the process of not being able to express myself clearly. What happened?
I was like, what are you thinking?
Chris?
I just want to know. What are you thinking?
All right. Well, I learned just minutes before Shatner, the Shatner show, so we didn't have a ton of time to get this stuff ready. We have a skeleton crew today. I actually am working the video switcher while we're doing this, and I'm relaying it to the other guys, the clips that we need. I would love. Well, first off, happy birthday, Adam.
Thank you.
Yeah, I should make that clear. I'd love if maybe you and I could go over these clips before the show.
But did we not know what the clip was supposed to be? That's
I knew what it was
question.
supposed to be, but it was a game of telephone. You told me, I told somebody else, and then we all thought we knew what we wanted. But
what did you think we wanted?
I wanted chaos. I said, let's get chaos of the guy trying to talk, and he just and everybody in the audience is just talking over him.
Yeah, I said it to Emmy. I said just 3 or 4 clips of just every time he'd answer, finish a question, and then chaos.
Okay, and then the montage part, that wasn't clear to me at all. I know you wanted 3 clips, so we had 3 separate clips, and then we could just play them back to back. You could talk in between them, but to have them all in a montage, that wasn't clear to me.
The montage was in the computer, but the engineer didn't want to go in and get it out. It waited too long.
To me, it's more, what did you think I wanted? I was trying to make an example of the chaos.
Yeah.
Right? So I said just the end of the statement, and then everyone shouting out.
Yeah.
Barely fresh.
But we had a whole bunch of statement.
Well, okay, so that's on me then, because they want to know how much head you wanted, and I said just a little bit, just a little bit of head, and but yeah, it may have been too much with the question there.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'm just I have what's in my head, but I don't think we'll ever figure it out if you don't know what I want, which is just a montage of people shouting
I think that's right, and I think it's me thinking I got what you want. But but in your head it's different. So maybe you and I before the show we get together and we play these.
Would you say this is the worst birthday ever?
I don't know. There are people. There probably many people have died on their birthday.
That's true.
No, I just wanted to illustrate this thing. That's all.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, which we discussed. Okay. All right. I'm just it's less to do with Chris and more to do with me not being able to convey thoughts clearly that I think is clear. But anyone who's ever tried to work, Dana, you know this well, you work with someone comedically and you go, oh, I need this meme. But we need a picture of this, like old guy over here, and then like young guy over here. We're going to illustrate how the presidency takes its toll on the president, like physically. Whatever they get back to you with will never be anything close to what you were thinking about or discussing. But it's so consistent. It's probably whose fault is it at a certain point?
I'll give you an example. I was pitching a joke to my fiance.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, mazel tov.
Thank you. Here's the joke, if I may. It was like, we all, when we were kids, if you're Catholic, you had that prayer. Now I lay me down to sleep and pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. So kids were just innately taught you could die in your sleep, 6 years old. Every time you fall asleep, you're rolling the dice.
Yeah.
And the only reason they have that other part in there is just to finish the rhyme.
Right.
It doesn't have anything. It was just to finish the rhyme. Take 5 minutes to come up with a better rhyme. And I said, so, like, now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Should I get the urge to bake, I pray the Lord we make a cake.
Right.
Just as easy.
Right.
And she says, I think it should be something else. I don't know about it should be like it was like, something darker, like about death or something. It's just and I know, like, no. The more
have that one.
The more ridiculous it is, the better it will play.
Right.
And she's funny. Like, she's not like she's funny. And I just can't explain it. Like, no, I know.
Right.
I know what to do. I can't explain why. This is the joke.
Yeah, it'll hit hard if you ever work on a production and you need someone to gather images of something. Like you could go, I need a shot of Bert Convy. And is Bert Convy-esque, the biggest hair in the 70s, leisure suit, the whole thing. And they'll pull a picture of Bert Convy shortly before he was claimed with a gray beard, from a nursing home. No. And they'll go, this is Bert Convy. And I go, yes, I know, but remember the part where we had the hair and the...
Well, technically correct.
Right. But it's really consistent, and it's always something
It's like, I don't want a picture of Burt Reynolds where his wig is bigger than his head.
Yes.
There was towards the end, some of the old guys, Burt Reynolds' wig and Larry King's jacket looked like they were Larry King looked like his leather jacket was getting ready to pile drive him through the concrete.
I always said if you wanted to kill Larry King, you just grab one suspender, pull it back 22 inches, and let it go, and a pile of ashes would be there.
I will say credit where credit is due. Kat, my fiance, did give me her version, which was a great tag, which was, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Should I have to take a leak, I pray the priest won't sneak a peek. She's not funny. She's not like a rookie. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, but I think conceptually,
cake, it's got to go
farther away.
It's got to go. Yes. But you can't explain that. It's just like.
Yes, I've often found that when you're explaining a premise, and your premise is clear, which is freaking the kids the fuck out about not waking up dead. Oftentimes, people will go further the direction of the premise that you're trying to zig and zag, and they're just zigging further down that road.
It's the Munsters. It's it's the same
All
thing.
roads lead to the Munsters.
Poor Marilyn. She's so ugly. All
right. Well, we have the Rotten Tomatoes game to play.
That's right. And as we record this, Bald Brian is freshly back from watching Top Gun Maverick.
True.
So expect a Baldywood review very soon.
Mind-numbingly good.
It's a good movie. I'm gonna say mind-numbingly. It's got a high Rotten Tomato score, but it's one of those where I think everyone can agree. Yeah, it's a good movie.
All right.
This is well made.
Well, in honor of the new Top Gun finally being released, we're going to look at other movies featuring aircraft. And on behalf of your Adam Carolla Show crew, we understand you have many choices for guessing games based on movie reviews. We thank you for choosing the Rotten Tomatoes game. In our first film, a man afraid to fly must ensure that a plane lands safely after the pilots become sick, featuring Robert Hayes, Julie Haggerty, and Leslie Nielsen. We're all counting on you. Good luck. From 1980, Airplane.
Well, they had to love this one.
Is it too dumb?
I was going to say, is it too hip for the room at that time?
I think because there wasn't a movie like Airplane until Airplane.
Right.
Yes.
And this was not the studio's big release that summer. I don't know why I know this, but I do. The big release that summer was the Sylvester Stallone comedy Rhinestone.
Wow.
Which is beloved.
With Dolly
Parton.
Right.
I believe, or it was something like that. Rhinestone might have been later. It was a Stallone movie or a Burt Reynolds movie that didn't do well, and an Airplane was like the B movie. They just throw that in there, and it did amazing business. But the Zucker brothers style of comedy hadn't been done before, so I'm going to guess a lot of critics were left flat-footed on this.
They did Kentucky Fried Movie, which was a bunch of vignettes that were funny, where you can see the kernels of this movie, but they didn't run the entire 95 minutes and never break and format. Right. So innovative, but maybe too innovative. Yeah. And I still think, all right, everyone write their thing down.
Where did Stryker fly over? What was his
Macho Grande.
Macho Grande.
Over Macho Grande? No, I'm never going to over Macho Grande.
Macho Grande.
All right.
Danny, you like this better than Naked Gun? I go back and forth.
The show because
Police Squad.
Yeah, because it was just so short. I think it really worked with the thing. But of the two, I like Airplane. The Naked Gun. The Police Squad has one of the greatest lines in all of comedy, which was, "Who are you? And how did you get in here?" "I'm a locksmith." "And I'm a locksmith."
They lots of Police Squad was a short-lived TV series, maybe 7 or 8 episodes or something like that, and then they rolled that into a movie. I was watching Police Squad with my 15-year-old son, and I had to show him the scene again where they walked into the forensic room and the one guy walked around the door, which always delighted me, and he missed it the first time. And then when I showed him 3 guys going through a door and one guy walking around the scrim or the flat, he laughed hysterically. Like he could that joke that's the Zuckers right there. Didn't draw any attention to it. It had, if you blinked, you missed it.
That's
you blinked, you
it.
missed it.
Yeah.
All right. I say a robust 82.
Ooh, a little higher, 89. This pen is out of ink, so pass me another one, please.
Right in between you guys at 85.
Oh, okay. That's where I was. I'm gonna go 81. But I will say if these are retroactive reviews, like if this is somebody reviewing it in 2004, like it's going to be higher. My guess is in 80, it was average, it got like a 2.5.
Interesting.
All right.
Airplane is certified fresh at 97%.
There's no way those are reviews of the time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, Dana, you poisoned the punch, man.
I always do.
I was 89. 89.
All right.
In this film.
But I can hear Rex Reed panning this film.
What would that sound like?
This is just, I don't even know why I just feel bad for the film that they used. The film could have been used for something else. Like this is a Pruder footage.
Like making
anything.
Guitar picks or something?
This is a Pruder footage. Anything more enjoyable than this movie.
Is Rex Reed still alive?
I think he is, and he's beautiful in that he's never right.
He's consistent. That's what you want.
So, at least you know what to do.
I literally think his review of Jaws was like, it should have been called Snooze. Literally, you just can't.
There's a generation of like Mr. Blackstones where it's like you had to be snarky, right?
Yeah.
You had to, even if you liked the thing, you had to be shitty
Nothing stings like a queen, my friend.
The Rex Reed, 83 years young. All right, Dana, we'll caution you to lock in your score before we say ours out loud.
Right.
Here we go.
In our next film, a young pilot finds himself unwittingly recruited into a covert and corrupt CIA airlift operation in Laos during the Vietnam conflict. Mel Gibson and Robert Downey Jr. star in 1990's Air America.
Never saw this.
No. Oh, and they're smiling. Is this a comedy?
Yeah. This is like a buddy comedy.
Okay.
I don't think you needed to see this. And
Does anyone ever recommend it?
Do you think there are any drugs on that set? I'm just wondering.
Dana, please.
Well, let's see. Probably a troubled Robert Downey Jr. being proselytized by Mel Gibson.
Trying to make him understand the Holocaust never happened.
Yeah. Have you ever freebased a shredded Bible?
All right, this can't be good, but they're two great performers.
Charming.
And so how low could it go?
Let's find out.
I'm going to say some
You write yours
redeeming
down?
qualities
I'm going to change it.
to it.
You're allowed.
All right. You in, Dana?
Yeah, I'm in.
I went with 55.
41. Wow. Funny score.
13.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. I 62.
We have a 5-point deduction.
Oh, please be me.
Air America
Is this a bad movie?
is rotten. At 13%.
Oh, my God. Wow. All right.
I look forward to you losing this game.
Whoa, that's amazing.
I feel great.
Wow.
Well, not only do you get the 5-point deduction, but we're all 40 points
Yeah,
off.
Yeah.
and
so
I
you
was
get that,
I
too.
was laughing because I thought, oh, here goes Gina spinning out again with this crazy score.
No, that's going to happen around 4 or 5.
Always at 5.
An actual airline crash actually inspired this next film, man. An airline pilot that saves almost all his passengers on his malfunctioning plane, which eventually crashes. But an investigation into the accident reveals something very troubling, like the alcoholic star of the movie can't decide on one liquor. Starring Denzel Washington, directed by Robert Zemeckis, from 2012, Flight.
Okay, so I'm conflicted about this because I've heard people shit on it. I thought this was a pretty excellent movie, and it shows like a pretty interesting take into alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if everyone agrees with that.
It was an interesting movie and a good movie in many ways, but the alcoholic part of it was a cartoonish, sort of over the top. Like there's alcoholics out there. They don't save every bottle they've ever drinking liquor
Far from it. They throw it away immediately.
I mean, you're essentially advertising to the world, like when you when you go into his home, there's just bottles everywhere. And also, most alcoholics kind of pick a lane. They're Scotch people, they're vodka guys. He had a traveler bottle, a mini bottle from every mini bar in every hotel across.
It was like Andy Dick, airline pilot.
Yes, and it just like we get it. He's an alcoholic. You don't have to open the door to his apartment and have a bottle come swinging down off fishing line. Like he drinks
style.
Yes, like he's a drinker. We got it. They went like big, cartoony, over the toppy, and there was that kind of scene near the end when the adjoining room to his room, and he just broke it and just started like drinking and throwing bottles everywhere. It was very theatrical.
It was. Don't forget that room. He didn't break in. The room, the door like creaked invitingly. It was actually a really cool cinematic. Like eat. It's like, all right, I'll go in there.
But
taste us, Denzel.
That's right.
Taste us.
I think he was nominated for Best Actor.
Really?
We can verify this. I don't want to lead you guys astray.
Had a lot of interesting.
Not you.
I mean, I do.
A lot of interesting components to it, but I don't know that we'd call it a great movie.
Insane.
But everyone loves Denzel, and the plane inversion was really a cool effect. Cool trailer. All right.
I don't like where Brian's going.
Nominated for Best Actor.
There you go.
And Best Screenplay. Okay.
It's a good movie.
It is. It just had. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of $1 Million Baby. A good movie that in the middle of it had a cartoon family popped up. Like,
am I supposed to not like this person? I'm not sure. Her daughter's in the hospital, but she took the day to go to Disneyland.
Right.
Shows up in mouse ears. Am I not supposed to like her? I can't tell.
And the mom is like, "You bought me a house. Who's going to pay the insurance, sweetie? Why didn't you think in the refrigerator? Who's going to pay the bill?
Yeah. You want to go to Clint Eastwood? You don't have to golf every day. You can take 5 minutes.
Here, just sign this power of attorney with your mouth, honey.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, Mama, I hit my head on the stool. You lost, baby. You lost.
Well, now I
Whatever you want to call
see
it, you lost. I was winning.
Oh,
she
you never
pushed
saw
me,
it?
but you lost, didn't you?
Yeah. Am I supposed to like her? I can't.
There's a couple of Hilary Swank movies that I feel like I don't need to see. That one and Boys Don't Cry.
It was all fine.
I get it. I don't need to see it.
There was two things that went wrong with $1 Million Baby. The family, who was literally a cartoon.
I
and
agree.
then what's his name? Retarded guy from the gym. How this water getting into this bottle? I don't get it. Like, well, we put it in and then we froze it. But the bottom is bigger than the opening to the bottom.
Was it Radio? Did he come in from the other movie?
Yes.
Wait, is this a quote? Is this what we're talking about?
There's a bumpkin in the movie. Isn't it the guy from Avatar?
It's a well-known. Oh God, what's his name? It's a Welsh-known actor now who played the
Jim Simpleton.
The simpleton, the Jim Simpleton. Yeah, which
I love that guy.
Sounds like one of the Black Crows.
Right.
On base, Jim Simpleton. But he was like walked around the gym. Marveling at there was like at some point there was a bottle of like frozen water and he wanted to know like how it got into the bottle.
Boy. Is it Baruchel from Gould? Jay Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel, yeah.
Right. And he played a very distracting kind of simpleton guy.
His character's name was Danger.
Thought he could box, but he would just get beat up by everybody.
111 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris, I don't know. I mean, maybe you can find him trying to figure out how water got into a bottle or something. But anyway.
But for now, Flight.
An overall good film with these two bizarre, sort of out of a different movie, over-the-top caricatures.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, now Flight. All right, well, Denzel nominated, screenplay nominated. That makes a difference.
You kind of freaked me out, though.
It's a good movie with a couple of holes, but with all the nominations, and there's a little bump here. You have an African American pilot who's struggling, and that always helps a little bit. Get a couple of points. Okay. Yeah, everyone in?
Yeah.
I'm going 86.
Oh
shit! I went lower at 77.
yeah. I'm going to start calling you Bald Brian.
Well, he was nominated for best screenplay.
Yeah, that made me reevaluate.
Well, I have a 79.
83.
We have another 5-point deduction.
Please pay me.
Flight is certified fresh.
Ah, shit.
At 77%.
Yes, needed that.
Was that Brian?
Oh, man.
Wow.
Just like that.
In this next film, a crop dusting plane with a fear of heights lives his dream of competing in a famous around-the-world aerial race featuring the voices of Dane Cook, Stacy Keach, Brad Garrett, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and John Cleese. From 2013, Planes.
Oh, I never saw this one.
I know, sad anti-endorsement. Disney film, animated film I never bothered to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Was this before Cars or after Cars?
Oh, it looks like it was
2013.
after Cars.
And also,
It looked like it was a rejected script for a Cars sequel that they did. No, that got rejected. Control, find
find a
plane,
replace.
substitute car,
Right.
resubmit.
sad also that this has, as far as I can tell, zero presence at Disneyland or California Adventure, which kind of happens with their lesser properties.
But I loved all of Dane Cook and Stacy Keach's other films.
Classic combo.
The plan was to release it after Cars 1 and 2. Yeah, that's...
Okay.
Oh, Planes, I guess is the word.
That's a typo.
Oh, okay. Planes released after. Yeah, it's after Cars. Well, Cars is great. And, Disney doesn't screw the pooch that often. So maybe it was good and it just didn't capture anyone's imagination.
Yeah, but for Disney, we're not talking, 2%. I mean, it's still going to be high-ish because
Gina,
Disney.
you can put this game away with 2% if it hits.
That's true. But that's what I'm saying. That it's Disney.
Yeah. There's a floor.
All right, no one's
But
seen
it's
it.
not Pixar.
No.
It's Disney.
No, and no one heard anything good about it.
Never
I don't
heard
really
no.
know about it at all.
I kind of forgot it existed.
Hold on.
Right. And were we at the punitive stage of the Dane Cook relationship? Did we have to punish him
2013.
at this point?
No.
No. Good Luck Chuck had not come out yet. He needed to be punished after that movie. All right. You guys in?
I think so.
I went with 67.
Ooh.
71.
59.
11.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, bold.
Planes is rotten.
Oh, no.
25%.
Oh, that hurts all of us. except
Dana, you
Dana.
did pretty good on that
Picked up
one.
a few on that one. Wow.
Did you have some intel on Planes? Have you seen the movie?
No, I just remember I just saw the writing on the wall. Blatant Cars ripoff starring not A-list celebrities.
Yeah,
I can
I'll
see
put-
critics going.
I didn't
Yep,
think it would
you're
go
right.
The critics did that thing that a cat in a cartoon will do.
With its claws. I do miss that.
That's, by the way, that's my impression of Rex Reed getting ready to review.
Yeah.
Meow.
Cats can do that, just not sequentially. It's either all at once
Right.
or none at all. All right,
It's
Emmy,
anybody's game.
is you looking for that Jay Baruchel clip?
Danger
from-
March is his character's name.
It's at the gym, and he's trying to figure out how water
There's
froze
got to
in
be
a
a
bottle.
best of danger for $1 Million Baby, yeah?
All right, well, keep looking.
Beloved
I just want to
character.
make sure he's on the hunt. Go ahead, Dawson.
All right, our final film stars Liam Neeson as an air marshal with a unique set of skills. He springs into action during a transatlantic flight after receiving a series of text messages demanding $150 million in an offshore account, or someone will die every 20 minutes. Co-starring Julianne Moore. From 2014, the movie is Non-Stop.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Kind of fun.
It should have been called
on-
Shaken.
I think it was on the heels of Taken.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, you just got to be like, well, then, I don't know, dude, kill him. How am I supposed to get $150 million?
Kind of a psychological thriller, kind of interesting, pretty well done. I think I remember seeing it. He's always good, and it had a nice build to it.
And Julianne Moore, I mean, it's always like some random, like, hot young girl that no one's heard of and no one hears of again.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that it's Julianne Moore. But I know nothing about this. I've never heard of it.
It was just kind of fun and worth the watch, but it doesn't seem to make the rounds anywhere. I never see it on cable. And this is after Taken, Brian, in your estimation?
I'm pretty sure this might have been the second, like the big follow-up to Taken.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is after Taken, he became an action star, and he just started doing all of the,
Right.
Fist.
No, I don't know.
Grip.
I don't know the dates.
Yeah,
But
Taken was 2009.
Okay.
Nonstop is 2014.
okay, so a few years there. There you go.
All right.
Everybody put your little thinking cap on.
Fist was a Stallone movie?
Yeah,
FIST.
but it's just if you look at Neeson's filmography after Taken, it's all, nonstop, power fist, ice, grip,
All right.
tin full of biscuits.
I think I was probably mathematically eliminated from this game, but
I think we're pretty good.
but I honor the game by soldiering on. And
God damn. No idea.
there's good elements to it, but
He's like, people love him.
just shy of fresh at 59.
I have a vague. I don't know. I have a vague recollection of this being okay. 68.
No clue. Wanted to play it safe. Just fresh at 63.
Right, same methodology as Brian 71, which I did have written down.
You guys are all dancing around it. Nonstop is fresh at 62%.
Whoa!
Oh, I like the sound of that.
This is a very close game.
I have no idea what anyone's scores are because we've had some wild swings in this game, but that's why you have to play it. All right. Amy's
Filibuster,
calculating.
filibuster.
I'm excited about this.
Calculating.
Yeah,
Calculating.
I'd like to think that.
How long has it been since the guest won? I mean, Dana's in the running.
No, we had
No, I'm not.
somebody
I
who was
only
in
won
the entertainment industry won a couple times ago.
Narrowed it down.
Thanks.
Burt Baccarat.
Yes. No, like a movie guy. Who was it?
Another guy,
was
well
a
into his
producer.
90s, still out there.
He
I
was a
know.
producer and
Chopping
he
it
won.
up.
He's out there with Herb Alpert.
Yeah.
Like, these guys never, Shatner, Herb Alpert, like they're so, maybe we should have.
My dad.
Oh, your dad. You know what? Let's make it a foursome. Let's get Herb Alpert. Let's get your dad.
Yeah.
We'll get my dad. And
Yeah.
I'll work out the arrangements, seating wise.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should put your dad, my dad in the middle.
Yep. It's like Herb Alpert was like, well, I founded A&M Records, and that made me a very wealthy man. Might have been like, I once shot a squirrel off the bird feeder sitting in the toilet.
My dad would be like, I found your stepmother's earring once. Well, just one of them.
Yeah.
It'd come off on the sofa.
Yeah.
I sat on it.
Yeah. When I eat Kentucky Fried Chicken, I get the cramps. Okay. Tell us more about writing. Tell us more about winning 58 Grammys. Oh, do I get the cramps off that KFC, boy?
It's weird that we're all the same species, that your dad, my dad, and Herb Alpert are even have the same set of chromosomes.
It's really true. We're the same phylum.
Yes.
Yep.
We have a Jay Baruchel clip ready.
Oh, good.
Sorry. Is this him at the gym?
There he is.
Playing.
Hey, Mr. Cramp. I got a question. I feel real stupid asking it.
No such thing as a stupid question there, Danger.
Okay. How'd you get all the ice and hair through this little tiny hole?
In a water bottle.
I've been thinking on it. Can't figure it out.
Why don't I show you, Danger?
Oh, you could do that? You could show me?
I think so.
Also, Miss Cramp, I was kind of thinking I might be ready for a fight.
Yeah.
Sure.
This reminds me of the Liam Neeson film Cringe.
I'd say he's had enough head trauma for one lifetime.
Yeah, this guy's basically not really functional mentally. Jay, you look good for this role. There's just something about you.
Or maybe it's like Gilligan's Island. We whack him in the head and he goes, indubitably. We turn him into a genius because
it's just that simple.
He'd get hit with one coconut and he'd go comatose, and then the only thing that could fix is another shot from a coconut.
How did they come up with that?
All right.
All right, I got to hear this.
I got to hear it too.
Gina Grad.
Yeah.
All right, he was asking how frozen water got into a water bottle.
Again, 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes and come up with something better.
And presumably,
5 minutes.
He was spent 8 hours a day at a gym where presumably people were taking the bottles of water and putting them in the freezer. He'd been there for 4 years. Like, this shouldn't have been a revelation to him. And I don't care how simple-minded you are. A bottle of water being put in a freezer and then freezing.
Indeed.
Is as straightforward as I think conceptually my dog would understand that if I had a couple of jerky treats. We could work it out. Sorry.
Gina Grad, congratulations. You made the podium.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Bald Brian coming in with a score of 83.
That's not a good score.
No winners in this game.
Plus, that was a -5, too.
Yeah.
Dana Gould, your score was not better than Bald Brian's.
I didn't think it was.
But you threw the ace man off the podium.
Happy birthday indeed.
Coming in with a 94.
It is the worst birthday ever.
Leaving Adam Carolla in 4th place and off of the podium. And finally, Gina Grad. Did you beat Brian's 83?
I hope so.
I think you might have.
Today is not your day. It is your week. You won with a score of 44.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank the entertainment industry.
I don't feel like there's anything physically wrong with me, but I think I need to see a sports psychologist. I feel like I got the yips.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I mean?
throwing the ball in the first row.
It's up in my head.
Yeah.
I'm physically fine.
But
mentally I'm agile, but something is going on.
Yeah, there's some sort of emotional tick.
I'm like an F1 driver who just got in a horrible accident, and I'm trying to get back in the car, and I've lost my confidence.
Yeah, macho grande.
Yes.
I'll never get over.
Would it make you feel better to get a birthday present?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like it right now?
If it's the gift of sports psychology.
Oh, fuck.
What's in the bag? I don't know.
It's very little. It's very simple. I'm giving it to you. But I'll start with this. Do you remember how we both are kind of anti-dishwasher? I don't even have one. But when you revealed to me that Phil licks your plate, I had a physical reaction to that. I apologize.
Phil's my retarded cousin.
I understand.
Gina just doesn't
it's the
like
only way
special
he can,
needs.
It's the only way he can calm down after seeing a frozen bottle of water.
That's exactly right.
Phil's a 110-pound lab.
I shouldn't
our
have
dogs lick
judged.
our plate in the dishwasher. Oh. Same exact thing.
You do the dog lick plate and then into the dishwasher?
Or I'll just leave the dishwasher down and open and the dogs go in there and lick the plates.
Wow.
And then I'll shut the
He just says it's clean because the dog licked it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't announce it's clean. I put it down. I don't like the protein or the fat or any of the calories wasted. So by the way, he'll clean out a cottage cheese container with a few remnants of anything. He'll clean everything out. And then I wash it. But I don't put it in the washing machine.
Who weighs more, Phil or Jay Baruchel in $1 million?
Phil.
Do we have a picture, Emmy, of Phil looking through this window at the engineer when me and Dr. Drew are doing our show?
He's a big boy.
It's Phil's greatest achievement, but sorry.
So anyway, I was thinking about that, and I thought, you know what? Not only am I not going to judge you, I'm going to help you.
This is a Tide Pod.
So I got you one because I know, or two actually, because I know you have 2 domiciles. So I thought you'd put one up in each place.
Oh,
we can look at
look at that baby
Phil
with that giant head.
and
Phil.
The thing that's crazy about this picture is he was interested in what was going on in the booth, even though the wall of the booth is 4 feet high.
Dawson probably had Jack in the Box.
Just walking around.
It's a
dog
magnet.
lick them clean magnet, dishwasher clean. So you would put this.
You put that on the dishwasher so you know if it's the dog has licked it clean or if it's dishwasher clean.
Let me ask a potentially troubling question.
Okay. They're the same.
Have we invented a magnet that works on stainless steel? Because I feel like all the appliances are stainless steel shells now. I grew up in the heart of the magnet craze that was sweeping our nation. It was magnets with sayings on them. Don't kiss the cook magnets. There was practical magnets up there about trash or clean or dirty and dishwasher, whatever. Is there a magnet that works on stainless steel? I wouldn't know. Aware of it, but that's something for Emmy to look for. But thank you. It was very thoughtful.
You're very welcome.
Dog lick them clean and dishwasher.
It's apparently
clean.
very white, but apparently it's very Caucasian to let your dog lick your plates.
Everything with a dog is very Caucasian.
Yeah.
If you talk to folks from different lands and you go, like I have a Guatemalan nanny.
Yeah.
She's disgusted that Phil sleeps on the bed.
Yeah, same.
With us.
Yeah.
And he'll do it a step further. He'll go into the swimming pool at night, come out of the swimming pool, and go sleep with my son on his bed. And she's disgusted by it. All the nations of the world agree that things with dogs and sleeping on them, I could only imagine.
Food.
It is true. Like if you think about all the assholes at the airport that are bringing their service dogs with them, never see any people from Honduras. It is the dominion of Rich Whitey, right?
Agreed.
All right. We'll see if we can figure out whether it's possible that there's a magnet that exists for stainless steel. First, and then we'll do some Huell's Jewels. First, I'll tell you about JB Weld, world's strongest bond. The brand DIYers and pros have trusted for over 50 years. Use their epoxy, superglues, putty sticks, wraps, projects, big and small, on practically any surface. Well, look, if the dishwasher sign won't stick to the stainless steel, I'll use some JB Weld.
That's right.
You can keep it in your kitchen drawer, your toolbox, or your craft supplies as well. And they're also the proud owner of Herculiner, the original DIY truck bed liner. If you're looking for the world's strongest truck bed liner, Herculiner has you covered. JB Weld, well, it's available at jbweld.com, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, AutoZone, Advance Auto Parts, O'Reilly, Amazon, Michaels, and more. So if you got something to put together, do not throw it in the landfill, people. Let's not be ugly Americans. Something breaks, you fix it with JB Weld. All right, there are magnets that are only magnets for stainless steel. So there is
called ferromagnetic magnets.
Oh, I doubt that's what this is. This is from Etsy.
All right, so I'm going to give you these back.
Okay.
Now, there is a magnet for stainless steel that somebody figured out. Do they make then the refrigerator magnets with all the signs about kissing the cook and everything like that with the ferromagnetic? So I think
until we find that, I'll get you one of those Velcro dots. That is the sticky on the back.
What is ferrous? So there's non-ferrous metals.
Never heard of it.
Which we could look into. All right, we'll get back with that. We'll do Huell's Jewels, and we'll do all that right after this.
The Adam Carolla Show presents Dana Gould's birthday cocktail party for August 24th. Let's see who's here. English poet Robert Herrick is here, and he has gathered ye rosebuds while he may, and that's how you know him. Let's welcome Italian-born American mafioso, the head of the Gambino family, Carlo Gambino. Otis Campbell from the Andy Griffith Show, Hal Smith is here. The chairman of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, or the PLO, Yasser Arafat. The drummer for the James Gang is here, Jimmy Fox. Let's welcome the senator from West Virginia, Joe Manchin. Football coach Mike Shanahan is here. Say hello to English actor Stephen Fry. From Police Academy, Steve Guttenberg. Cal Ripken Jr. is here. David Koechner just joined the party. Say hello to Marley Matlin, but please use your hands. Chad Michael Murray is here. Let's welcome that redhead kid from Harry Potter, Rupert Grint. And let's bring in some extra security for Dave Chappelle. Dana Gould is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, you know, I listened to Shatner's birthday cocktail list a couple hours ago. Oh, you were here. Oh, that's right, Miss Shatner.
Missed it.
Some guys have.
I was with Anson Mount.
He had a weak birthday.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was probably the biggest star.
Some guys have really crazy powerhouse cocktail parties, and some guys are a little weak. Shatner's a little weak.
Also, on August 24th, Kenny Baker, known to the world as R2-D2.
Yeah.
August 25th, Elvis Costello and Tim Burton, one of my favorite musicians, one of my favorite directors.
I concur. We have a cameo that someone got for me. Shall I punch him up? Is it Robert? Robert?
Mijo?
Mijo? What's going on, Robert?
Hey, Ace Man. Last year I was able to gift you the beautiful Natasha Henstridge, and I thought to myself, how can I outdo myself?
Not her herself.
So I went around.
Cameo.
Yeah.
I went around, and I found somebody who you have always talked about as one of your personal heroes. And so I called Chris, and he's going to play that for you.
All right. This is a mystery cameo.
Here. Happy birthday on your 58th year. And congratulations on your successful podcast. I hear you're a huge, huge fan of Electra Woman and Dinah Girl.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, look at his sweatshirt.
I am so glad that I inspired you to work in the industry. Adam, can I give you some advice? I'm 92 years old. In 8 more weeks, I'll be 93. And listen to me. Every day is your birthday. So celebrate. I've been around and back. So have a real happy birthday.
That's Sid
from your Mijo, Robert.
Wait a minute. There's Sid. Oh, Mijo, Robert. Sorry, yeah.
Sid
That's
Croft.
Sid Croft. Yeah, so I make fun of constantly.
I wrote a movie for them. I wrote a movie for them that did not get made, but I spent a lot of time with Sid and Marty, and they're great, and Marty could not be more different than Sid.
Really?
That, as you know, that was Sid. Mm-hmm. He's very, and it was going to be a feature version of Sigmund and the Sea Monsters that was going to be like Gremlins. Like it wasn't going to be what
it's always something they did in the 70s.
Yeah, it wasn't. They were animals. They weren't going to be answering the phone. Shallow. They were going to be doing that. They were going to be, and that was my idea, and I really stuck with it, and that's what killed it. But I would get Dana. It said the audience has to love Sigmund. And then you get like, hey, it's Marty. Did my brother call you? Don't listen to anything he says. Just do what they told you to do at Fox.
Well, Robert.
By the way, love them both. Love them both. Lovely men.
Inspired choice, Robert.
Thank you.
that was awesome.
Well, it was funny because when I put in for him to say, I did put Podcart, but he actually changed it to podcast. So I got to give him credit for that. But, it was great. I literally got it the day, I think it was yesterday, so I was worried I wasn't going to come in time, but I'm glad it turned out the way it did.
What does Sid charge for a cameo?
He actually charges 30 more than Natasha.
Oh, boy.
I figured, you had talked about Electra Woman and Dinah Girl recently.
Yes.
And I was like, this has got to be the one he's gonna laugh over. So
we're gonna send this guy
I gave
a
you the
T-shirt.
girl, now I give you a hero.
Oh, you're the best.
This guy's hundreds of dollars into birthday wishes for you.
I know.
I also, it's true. I also believe Sid is one of the founders of Erewhon. I think he's
really.
Yeah, he's an old hippie, and that's the story with Sigmund and the Sea Monster. Is he was on the beach doing whatever alone on the beach,
mushrooms,
and came back and just saw a big pile of seaweed and put it in the trunk of his car and drove back to the studio and just took it out of his car, threw it on the ground. This is our next show.
Yeah. But I should say the creative process doesn't normally begin. I was walking through a landfill and I found an old refrigerator box. Anyway, hear me out.
Hear me out.
Well, I'd like to watch the beginning of Sigmund and the Sea Monster just so you could see how bad it was. Robert, let me just do some quick math.
Yes.
You spent how much on each one of these cameos, please?
So Natasha was 100, and Mr. Croft was 129, I believe.
All right, so we'll round up. So we're at $230. So you've now outdone my parents combined from birth until 19 when I left the garage. Now, look, obviously, if we adjusted for inflation, they might come close. But you've now beat out my family. So thank you.
Well, it was a great Mr. Zavalis once said.
Symbolic.
Thank you for that. I had my giant Mylar birthday balloon fall over. Thank you very much, Robert. And,
you're welcome. Happy birthday, Ace Man. Hey to Ball Gina and Mr. Gould. And I hope you have a good happy birthday this weekend.
Thank you. I plan on it. All right. Maybe the beginning. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. I mean, it was, I don't know, Dana, where are you at worst shows ever created? Is this in your top 5?
No, not for, I couldn't.
But you think that?
I don't think I'm contractually allowed to hate Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. No, I liked it, for a kid. It's a kid show. It's a great show. Are we talking about kid shows?
It's a great show.
Well, let's run it.
I always like the banana splits. I just imagine like pitching. There's an orange gorilla who plays the drums. I don't know where I lost you people.
Right, Snorky and.
I have a very strange. There's Billy Barty and Felix Silla.
Who's Felix Silla?
Was Tweaky on Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they both, again, my area of expertise, they both played children apes in the original Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
And I have a photo that someone sent me of the makeup artist holding the gorilla-dressed Felix Silla up to the urinal.
Oh, my God.
It was signed by, it wasn't to me, it was signed to somebody, and he signed it to his credit. When you gotta go, Felix Silla.
Wow.
Good for him.
All right. Should we check out a little Huell Howser, another celebrity who passed too soon?
It would be a lot more about his pills. I gotta take my digitalis.
It's time to take a walk down memory lane.
This is very artsy.
And rediscover Huell's Jewels.
So much pain in my prostate now.
Gould.
Doing so much to leave a rich heritage for all of us in California to enjoy today.
I laid an egg. No.
Also, Huell's it's probably good that Huell's not around in today's California, because he'd be going to homeless.
Oh, yeah.
This is fentanyl. Is that a kind of vegetable? Sir, put the machete down. If you'd invite me into your tent
I guess this is a no pants zone.
He has a house made of pallets.
Underneath the 101 on Laurel Canyon, I've found a tribe of goblins. No, these are just the meth addicts, Phil. No, they have no teeth, and they don't know why. We know what they do.
He defecated into a sombrero. Huell. Huell dispatched to talk to homeless junkies.
Here's a former real estate agent who now goes to the bathroom in a Pringles can.
It's probably best if Huell wasn't around. All right, so the first clip, Huell's going to set up the adventure. He always sets up the adventure. They mostly always deliver.
Well, here we are on this hot summer night.
Oh, no.
Tonight we are driving down Vermont Avenue.
Strike two.
We're not sure where this adventure is going to take us. We're just going to kind of stop.
I'm trying to meet Cher. Wink, wink.
And see who we meet and what kind of adventures we have.
Yeah, this is not good at all.
By the way, first off, you have to have pre-production meetings. Even if they're short, you still have to you have a segment producer, and he goes, what is the plan? What are we doing?
Just to set the scene. It's a hot summer night, and Huell's driving down Vermont looking for adventure. Right out of the gate, it sounds like a bit.
It feels like a parody.
It sounds like.
But it used to be that at least he'd go to like Anderson's split pea soup or have some destination. He's gotten so lazy as his career wore on that he's literally just going to get a camcorder and drive at night down the street.
Trouble.
Who did I meet at the urinal but Liza Minnelli? Hi, Huell. Tell us about your mom.
Urinal. All right, so
that's quite an Adam's apple there, Liza.
Yeah, thanks, Huell.
All right, we have so Huell, did he finish setting up his adventure? Sorry, I can't remember, Chris. Or did we cut him off?
So this is, by the way, this is a show. It's a very short-lived show that he did called Hot Summer Night.
Oh no! Tell me more.
And, so he wanted to become a series. He only got like 5 episodes in, and the difference with this is he's manning the camera, so he's just behind the camera.
No Louis?
Yeah, no Louis. So
he didn't want anybody around.
It's all POV.
Louis couldn't stop flapping his gums.
Loose lips.
I told him to stay home.
Yeah.
Now I like loose lips or hips. You make the choice.
The first
like Al
episode,
Pacino said.
It was the Thursday night of Fleet Week, and I did not want anyone else in the van.
All right, sorry. We'll play the second or the rest of the first. Go ahead.
Tell me about your church. What is the church?
This church is as you say, the name is Power de God.
Aussie.
He stopped at a Salvadorian preacher.
Every day in my church for love everybody.
Now,
Thank you.
You are the minister.
Yeah, I am the minister.
And how many people come to your church?
25, 30.
It changes from night to night.
It change. I need change this new millennium. I think it's coming more people because Jesus is coming.
The new millennium.
Yeah.
So
Jesus
this is pause it. It's the POV of Huell. I miss
now
Huell
you really
on
see
camera.
the world as Huell sees it.
Yeah, I picture this one ending in the back of a limo with Dirk Diggler and Roller Girl.
I just imagine the last thing is like the typical shot from MASH of like the 3 surgeons looking over the light. We couldn't touch the body till the power company shut off the grid.
He's how much more do we have of the pre? Well, we'll play it out.
The new millennium.
Yeah, Jesus is coming for the girlfriend. This girl pick up at the church. God bless you.
I'll tell you what I find becoming short shorts.
Is this first off? Is this music clearable? Secondly, I like music at a church as much as the next guy, but piped out into the sidewalk. I
like a nice. It's the Power of God church, but the Power of God did not give him enough to buy a sign. It was a homemade sign. Made a card, but I kind of love it. I kind of love everything about that.
Huell is
storefront
now
church in Vermont,
heading to the seafood market.
Oh. Yeah, now we're talking.
Well, now we've moved a little bit further down Vermont. We're at 60th
Next
place
to the church.
in Vermont at the Goss Seafood Market. And it's open.
No
That's
food
a
stand.
rarity for
And we're going to go in and see.
Yeah, I'm surprised you found a
what's going
business that
on.
was open.
Good evening. How are you doing? I'm Huell Howser from KCET Television. Can we look at your fish for just a minute?
This is your tax dollars hard at work, people.
I just came by to smell your salmon. This guy looks a lot like Bo Diddley.
What have we got over here?
Oh, we got buffalo, Louisiana buffalo.
Louisiana buffalo?
Tilapia and the whiting. We got gaspagoo, rainbow trout, and whole catfish, and oysters, Louisiana oysters, Pacific oysters, scallops, shrimp.
Bubba?
And we got gall.
Bubba gum.
Whiting fillet. This is fillet of cat. This is one of the biggest sellers.
Fillet of catfish.
Yes, this is fillet of cat.
Let me take a look at that. I'm from Tennessee originally. I've eaten more than my share of catfish.
Yeah.
He's been catfished a few
And
times.
you fillet it out, take the bones out.
Yeah.
We don't take it out.
You ever see someone who looks like a young Keith Partridge and he looks more like
So there are
Danny?
a lot of bones in catfish.
Danny.
We all remember Danny.
So Huell is now going out at night and just walking around
Vermont, yeah.
with a camera. And He's not.
Here's 5 guys with a baseball bat. There must be a park near here.
Now he's heading to the laundromat.
Oh, if you're going to a laundromat late at night in Vermont, you're meeting people at the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
What sort of aristocrats will be in here?
Yeah. You get the mini box of Tide from the vending machine. That means you're bottom.
Well, they got to watch their cummerbunds.
And the slots of those vending machines, there's no reason it has to be the exact width of the laundry detergent box.
Yes.
Could you make it so I could get my hand in it?
Yes.
These are not problems I've had lately.
We've all been there.
The laundromat looks closed, but let's see.
Well, it has the same fence as the church.
Down to 92nd in Vermont to a laundromat. And we're going to go inside.
It's open, but it's also like Fort Knox.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Not well.
Yeah.
It's Saturday
we got the whole
night, and
family
we're
here.
going entire families at a laundromat.
You're doing your laundry?
Because they have a swamp cooler.
Are you doing your laundry?
Look at all the laundry. We got
Oh my God.
1, 2.
This is humiliating.
Here comes
this
three.
is awful.
3 of them.
3 of them,
going.
yep. Here comes 3.
You're doing a lot of laundry tonight.
Please leave us alone.
This is horrible. Now I feel bad.
Yeah.
All right. At some point, he has to turn in the product, right? Like, is there a supervisor? Is there somebody? Look, someone's
Doesn't
got
look like there's a supervisor.
But someone has to look at it, make sure he doesn't drop an F-bomb or pull his dick out or something before they air it.
He doesn't read the social cue of saying something to someone who smiles thinly and turns away.
Yeah.
One of them was like hiding her face. Like,
Yeah,
she didn't want to
it was a little girl. But it was like, these people don't want to talk to you.
No, this is like the precursor to bum fights.
But
I would recoil.
But
if he
also
came
imagine them. You're a family. You're in a laundromat. You're with your sister or your sister-in-law, and then this 6-foot bear comes in. 6-foot 6-inch bear comes in with a video camera. I'm sure he has a shirt tucked into shorts.
I'm from ICE. Where do you guys hail from? Like, where would you have done your laundry on a rock?
We're going to take a gunpoint civics test.
Jeez, they all have to be scared to death when the bum rushes them. Hey, it was a lot of laundry. 1, 2, 3. Huell, this is what happens.
2. You do the math.
Indulge me for 1 second because it's one of my favorite Simpsons jokes ever. I don't know if you were there for that, but this is Homer watching like a film in a theater, and it's the countdown to 3, 4.
Yes, I was there.
Here comes 2.
Here comes 2. That's where he ended up chanting. He got tired of the trailers and started chanting, "Start the movie! Start the movie!"
Huell's going to talk to the manager of the laundromat.
No.
Oh no!
Also, in terms, Gina,
you cannot be here, sir.
As a woman, when you're going to the coin-op laundromat on a Saturday night,
in the middle of the night,
is there any powder or foundation applied? Are you in your Sunday best? Like, you've never looked worse, and he comes rolling in.
Look worse than you do had you stayed home.
Well, it's the last pair of clothes you own.
Yes, it's a stark contrast.
No makeup applied, hair in a bun.
You are not expected to be seen, let alone put on KCET.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you won't be seen.
That's right.
All right. Sorry. He'll talk to the manager.
And that's like not a...
Let's see if we can find anybody.
Yes, please, go.
Please.
Who's in charge?
You guys must be really dirty to have all that laundry.
Howdy, I'm Huell Howser from KCET Television.
As though they all know who that is.
We're just kind of wandering around, seeing what's going on in the city tonight.
Oh, yeah, and where is this recording going?
Yeah, he ain't happy.
KCET.
Oh, are you?
PBS.
You got some ID? You can prove that to me?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Let's see ID.
There you go.
Let me just open my giant fanny pack. I love the word fanny and pack if you really think about it.
Are you the head guy around here?
At night I am.
Tell me about this place.
I don't think you understood what I was asking.
What are you,
hold on a second. He's walked into a coin-op laundry that was built in 1963 and wants to know about it.
And nobody wants to talk to him. This guy's mopping.
He called that guy's bluff because usually it's like, let me see his ID, and the guy's like, and they scatter out of there. Huell's so genuine. He's like, here you go.
It's attached to my
all right, there we go.
What is going on this churro cart? Are you guys selling churros or carts or?
I'm looking in this vending machine. How old are these chuckles?
So he wants to know what's going on to the poor beleaguered guy who's mopping there. Is this a Saturday night?
Probably.
All right, here he
Yeah.
will answer. What's going on
We're just kind of
here?
hanging out to see what goes on in the city at night.
Well, a lot of good things. A lot of stuff goes on in the city.
Well, what goes on this part of Vermont?
Well, people come in and they wash their clothes.
That's it. That's the
I
end.
was right here, your footprint.
That's okay.
You're not tracking them.
I'm sorry. Practice floor. I apologize.
I wear size 27 waffle stomper, so I don't see why this is a problem.
But it really is like Yogi Bear came in with the camera.
I love that the guy's answer to what do people do at this part of town is, can you get out of the way? I'm trying to mop and you're treading footprints all over the place.
Can you please move?
Well, all they can possibly do is either laundry or something horribly nefarious, right?
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Now, let's say I had blood on a comforter that was on its way to an evidence locker, but I had a window to clean it. How would I? I don't need to get the blood out. I just need to make it read like animal blood. What would I do?
He's going to talk to the manager now about schedule and kids.
Oh, God.
And he's just going to take that broomstick in a minute. Yeah.
He's trying to run from Huell.
I think you're too busy
I think you're too busy to talk.
Well, I've got to keep working because I want to go home at a certain time. I can't sit up here and just go like this and tell you everything and sit still. I got to keep moving.
What time do you usually get home every night?
That's right.
It varies. Sometimes I leave here.
You want to ride in the van? Louis not. He's not riding shotgun.
You have kids at home?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you get to spend time with the kids?
What the fuck is this?
Yes, I do. Well,
Yeah. He's got kids at home. Let's know if they're spending time.
Would you like to breathe into a rag?
Want to see the trunk of my car?
Yeah, you deal with a lot of fabric. What is it? Smell this rag. What is this smell?
Deep breath.
Yeah. And then you just cut to hello. He's coming. He's coming too.
With the echo on the
Well.
voice.
It's my laundry man. You got yourself in a fix, didn't you,
Mr. Clean?
Where the hell am I? This is called a dungeon. We're gonna make some stains.
Here comes Zed.
I got just the right man.
Zed killed Louie after a dispute on a card game.
Have you ever seen, how do you get a mixture of sweat, tears, urine, and clown makeup out of an overall?
Well, Huell.
And Adam, we don't have a clip of this, but at the end of the episode, Huell goes to an AA meeting.
That is a violation.
It's insane.
That is a violation.
You can't say that. You can't throw that down and not have it for me.
But how does he even get that on TV?
That is
it's
inappropriate.
AA.
Yes.
But we can watch it. There's not really a ton there, but it's just insane.
So you want to be anonymous?
I recognize you from the Honduran church.
Oh my God.
That guy was sitting in one of the pews.
This is such a violation of trust for the meeting.
Yeah, that's it, right.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, you can have one.
The movement has been real, very, very good, you know. Especially when I came to this country, that I came here and
I just want to pause it for a second. Just judging from the footage. What country are we in? Huell's the only white guy who's involved with this endeavor.
He's in Vermont in 92nd.
That's right. Sorry, he's crashing a
Not a lot of footage. They didn't let Huell walk around Brentwood.
Louie, what are you doing at this meeting? Louie, come here.
I didn't have you scheduled tonight.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
I'm uncomfortable with
phenomenal.
this.
I feel great.
It's late at night. You should be tired, but you're shaking uncontrollably.
That's awesome.
Oh, Huell.
Can I buy you guys at least one drink just to celebrate?
This is a smart cocktail.
Just put some on his finger, just a little on your lips.
I'm heading down to Mr. Pfister's after this.
Yeah.
If you want to join me for a cocktail, I'll buy the first round.
Boy, I tell you one thing I would need after a meeting like this is a tall, cold, frosty beer. Just imagine how good that would taste right now.
Jesus Christ.
Not appropriate.
That's awesome.
All right,
beautiful.
the great Huell Howser.
Wow.
We have an outro.
Yeah, we do.
Fuel crashing an AA meeting.
Fuel's Jewels.
And we've had a great time in Los Angeles.
I know what it's like to want to quit something and then you get the fever again.
I wish Huell was around to give me a cameo.
Yeah.
On my birthday. Dana, what might it sound like?
Adam, I would have to tell you happy birthday. I knew it was your birthday because it was on my calendar today. I only had 2 things to do today, and you, my friend, are going to help me with both. And one was to wish a good man a happy birthday, and the other one is I was driving around and I found an old refrigerator box that was like a crate. It was a wooden crate and it was just big enough to fit Sid Croft inside.
Wow.
I want to have a puppet show too.
All right. Oh, God. When did he... Has it been... How long's it been?
I would have people call me and go like, I'm at a restaurant and Huell Howser's here. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, don't tell him you know me.
You want to know when he died?
Well, did he make it to 65?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do some quick math because he was born in...
Oh, Gina, don't do the math.
That's why I said let's. I was inviting you. He was born in 45. He died in 2013.
Oh, okay, so that's 55, 68.
There you go.
Right?
How'd he pass?
Or 67, depending on when.
Unclear. I think they want to keep that.
That's a great thing now that I get older. He was 60. Oh my God, that's so young.
Right, I know.
Before I'd write movies like, he's an old man in his 60s. I'm like, oh, he's an old man in his early hundreds.
We were talking about Aunt B from Andy Griffith, 58 when she took that role. I'm 58 today.
Were you talking about Andy Griffith with Bill Shatner?
No, I didn't.
Because they were in a TV movie together about a bunch of guys doing a dirt bike trek to Baja.
Oh,
remember that?
A movie of the week.
Yeah, and Andy was the villain in it. And I just remember Andy stabbing somebody's tire with a knife going, it's going to be a long walk home.
There was, in the pantheon of all the movies of the week, all the Devil Dog, Hound from Hell, and the ones, the Great Doberman Gang, and Killer Bees, and Bad Ronald, and there was all these 70s really bad movies of the week.
When Michael Calls.
Right, just crazy themed stuff. Mostly about James Brolin being trapped in a department store with Dobermans. Most of them were Doberman themed.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
They let the Dobermans run wild in the department store for security, whatever, and he was trapped in there and blah, blah, blah. There was one, and I remember seeing, I never bring it up, where they went on buddies going like a cross-country Baja motorcycle trip, and there's treachery afoot.
It's so 70s.
Somewhere.
It's Andy Griffith, William Shatner, like everybody in it is like they all did Night Gallery the week before, and now they're doing this.
Pray for the Wildcats TV movie 1974. We'll see if we can.
That seems a little late for it.
74 feels about right. We'll see if we can find it.
They were all in 1972.
Yes, and they were all crazy, and we had no choice but to watch them because we had no other options.
There's no other form of entertainment.
All right. I am telling you the description, and Emmy can look for this, of the Killer Bees one.
The Swarm?
I think it was just called Killer Bees, but it's like Olivia de Havilland.
I think that's the Swarm.
Well, we'll look it up. Has
this doesn't have to get physically aggressive.
That's right. We'll look it up. We have the trailer for Pray for the Wildcats. I always forget this one, but it was one of them that was out there.
One of my Yes, this is it.
Yeah. You could simply play this kind of music over nothing. There's Shatner wearing Shatner's jersey.
He's wearing it against Captain Kirk shirt,
Right.
Marjo Gortner?
It was an earthquake. Didn't take much back in the day to put together a trailer.
Yeah, Andy Griffith. Yeah.
And at some point...
It's a Mary Tyler Moore font.
In the 70s, at some point, you had to fight hippies.
Oh,
Robert Reed.
Robert Reed's
Mike
in it.
Brady.
Margot Gordon. Yeah, it's the 70s thing ever.
Angie Dickinson.
If a movie could wear bell-bottoms, this is
right.
the movie.
Wow.
And the other
I want to
movie,
watch that right now.
The other movie is The Swarm, it looks like, from 1978.
It's not Killer Bees?
It's about killer bees.
There was a killer bee.
Killer bees from South America have been breeding with the gentler bees of the northern climates, slowly extending their territory northward, decade after decade. Entomologist Brad Crane, who might be Michael Caine.
No, you got to look back at Killer Bees.
Yeah, see if there's a movie called Killer Bees.
Remember, because I looked up Killer Bees, Olivia de Havilland.
Remember Night of the Lepus?
Somebody like this. You'll read the description of this and your head will explode. First, let me just hit Killer Bees, 1974.
There you go. That was the year.
You'll read the description of that and have a laugh. I can't think of who was in it. But anyway, I'll tell you about Meter. Guys, grilling season is here. Time to dust off the grill and get going with Meter, man. Steaks, chicken, ribs. Perfect tool to make sure you don't undercook or overcook your meat.
Do you remember about my love affair with the Meter? I love this thing. I when they came on board as a sponsor, I'm like, I have a Meter, paid full price for it, been using it for years. Went to barbecue a few days ago, and it had been put back upside down, so it wasn't charged. I was devastated.
Oh.
But it's a Bluetooth.
The good news is you don't have to stand there by the grill. Go inside and crack a beer. Watch the third quarter of the game.
You can watch the temperature go up degree by degree
on your phone.
Great.
Yep. This is a wonderful product. We're getting into grilling season, so let's get going with Meter.
Great Father's Day gift.
Perfect. Use the grill. You can use it in the smoker, oven, sous vide, air fryer, rotisserie, wherever. It's Meter, right, Dawson?
Meter is the perfect tool to be a grill master and to buy for Father's Day if you haven't been shopping. Get 10% off with code Adam when you shop at meter.com. That's 10% off on meater.com. With code Adam, it's barbecue season. Get grilling with Meter.
All right, Dana, please focus for this description of Killer Bees.
I have the storyline, I have the tagline, and I have a fun fact. The storyline is a strong-willed woman not only dominates her family of California wine growers, but also has a strange hold on a colony of bees in her vineyard.
Based on a true story.
The tagline, she controls the bees. They kill for her and die for her. She's their queen and she'll live forever. The trivia is that Bette Davis was originally going to star in the role, but her doctor made her pull out because he was afraid she'd go into anaphylactic shock if she was stung by a bee.
Well, who did play that role? That's the comedy.
I can tell you who's in it. I don't know who is the main one. Gloria Swanson.
Yes.
Because Gloria Swanson and Kate Jackson are in this.
Has a siren of the silver screen, ends her career.
Star of Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yes, with the Dominion over. Yes, a flock of bees doing her bidding.
That's great.
But there was that thing in the early 70s where it was like the birth of the environmental movement.
Right.
And it was just like nature's revenge movies, eco-horror movies.
Ecology, man.
My favorite, Night of the Lepus. Giant bunny rabbits.
Right.
And remember Willard?
The rat.
Yep. And it's frogs.
Yep. Yeah. Was the Earth is
had
declaring
enough.
war on humans.
It had enough.
We have
Food of the Gods, which also starred William Shatner.
We have a clip, by the way, of Killer Bees.
Oh, here we go.
Sorry.
I'm ready for my honey, Mr. DeMille. Kate Jackson?
Yeah,
looks like her.
She's in it.
Oh, she's in it. Well, that's Kate Jackson. She's in front of the mirror.
In a peasant blouse.
She's getting ready.
Flowy.
She's heading down the stairs of her stately manner.
This could be a McMillan and wife.
Yes.
Look at that belt.
She'll be attacked by bees at some point.
McMillan's.
Oh.
She's pausing. She's nervous.
Trailers were different.
They were different.
This is the trailer?
Oh. Is this like Island of Dr. Moreau?
I have no idea.
Are they the bees?
Wow. Did Huell Howser write this trailer?
So much personality.
It's the Knives Out of its day.
Yeah. How do you say that?
This
Back
is the
when
trailer?
Rich people used to have bells to summon help.
Yep.
It's my maid, Lesbiana.
Wait, would you like a bowl of honeycomb?
Oh.
Oh, she just got ready.
Uh-uh.
By the way, yeah, all right. In 19, all right.
Yeah.
Picture this. You know, my son is gearing up to watch Top Gun as we speak. When I was 10, this is what we had.
Yeah, exactly.
This was it.
Exactly.
It's me and Dana Gould sitting with our horrible parents in our horrible shacks with no air conditioning on a sofa made of horsehair and just sitting there just watching.
In polyester pants.
Just watching this. This is about it.
I don't know how you got through it.
This is all we had. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the news and Dana right after this.
Well, it's a sad day, a sad end of a run. Ellen DeGeneres ended her 19-year run the same way she started it, with Jennifer Aniston as her guest. Billie Eilish reminisced with Ellen about her first daytime TV performance. And then Ellen wrapped the final show with a little, click of the remote. But she did a monologue at the end, tearful. And she went out the same way she came in. I think you know where this is going. I'm going to play you the very end of the monologue with everything that comes after. Feel free to call your own out.
There's Zach Galifianakis is in the audience, but it's before he was famous. He was there with his girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah, I'll try. It might be on YouTube, or Zach showed it to me, and he didn't want to dance, and they literally kept cutting away, and then they sent somebody over you have to dance. You have to dance. You have to get off the camera.
Well, the two famous dancers who dance at the beginning of their TV show is Ellen and Bill Cosby. And that's all I know.
That's all you have to say?
That's all I have to say. All right, she'll be missed.
Okay. Well, remember last week when we talked about preachers and pastors in sticky situations?
Yes.
Well, I have the one I
thought this segment was over.
Huell, I'm so glad you're here to comment.
Huell, this is an AIDS hospitce.
Yeah.
You're going to have to put the camera down. I want to talk to this person.
There are HIPAA laws.
Yeah.
People trying to sleep.
They're trying to die with dignity here.
You look like a monster. Please.
Yeah, well, he's riddled with AIDS, and he's probably not going to see the weekend. So
this must be what they mean by full blown.
That's kind of how he got it. But if we could just go ahead and put the camera down, I see the red light still on there. Again, this is an AIDS hospice.
You're all getting the light.
Yes.
Wrap it up, people.
Okay, sorry. What happened?
All right, so this is the one we were talking about the other day. This Indiana pastor, he confessed to adultery publicly and informed his congregation last weekend after the church leaders confronted him. It didn't feel like he was doing this of his own volition. I think he was trying to get out in front of something. So I'm going to show you two clips. The first one, here's a clip of Pastor John Lowe's confession at New Life Christian Church and World Outreach. He is pretty broad and a little vague with his confession.
I committed adultery. It was nearly 20 years ago. It continued far too long. It involved one person, and there's been no other, nor any other situations of unbecoming conduct for the last 20 years. I will not use the Bible to defend, protect, and deflect my past sin. I have no defense. I committed the adultery.
So what the 65-year-old pastor didn't mention...
Wait, Huell's walking out on stage. I have sinned in front of my parish, in front of my flock. Could you put that camera down, Huell? Huell's risen from the grave. He's come to annoy.
I'm going to talk to you. You mop.
Your feet are so huge, Huell. I can't get around them. Jump up.
The Lord sent unto you a giant.
Sorry.
So what Pastor Lowell didn't mention during this confession was that he was having sex with a teenager. And wait, we have her! So she jumps up on stage.
Oh, boy.
As Lowe set the microphone down while receiving a standing ovation, by the way. What? A woman and her husband approached the stage and picked up the mic. It was the woman who had the affair with her when she was a teenager. She's not happy. She gives a long statement. Here's just a brief clip.
Did he know they were there?
I feel like they sort of forced his hand to get out in front of this, so it feels like he probably did. But here's a clip of her telling the congregation what Lowe did to her.
Oh, no.
I'm a prisoner no longer. I was just 16 when you took my virginity on your office floor. Do you remember that?
On his office
floor? I know
floor.
you do, and I have plenty of other stories that I could bring to your remembrance. You did things to my teenage body that had never and should have never been done. If you can't admit the truth, you have to answer to God. You are not the victim here.
Oh.
Yeah. She also talks about the reason she came forward was because her brother, many years before, 27 years ago or something like that, found Pastor Lowe in bed with her in just her underwear and finally was like, you got to say something. And then...
was she with her husband?
Now.
Yeah, but on stage?
Yes.
That's a kind
he
of...
He was very supportive.
I feel like I can be supportive from the wings. You know what I mean? Like thumbs up. You know, like
how'd it go? How'd it go at church?
The kid's crushing the spelling bee, and you're off in the wings. You know, just giving a thumbs up.
You wouldn't stand by her side.
Yeah, with me it would be like cross-cutting to me at a water park.
Right, just reading
I wonder how she's
newspaper and waving.
Yeah, he's the first person that's talked and picked up the mic and said, "If you love us, let us speak," and then hands her the mic.
Yeah, I wouldn't be down for that pilgrimage if I were him.
If you were him.
Him. Yeah.
So she has to go up there alone and talk about how she was molested?
Or not at all, but I'll just be in the wings. That's me.
Okay.
A well-crafted letter, I feel sometimes is more effective.
A tersely worded letter?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Well, at the end, because this is really long, Lowe gets up back on stage with her.
Also, can I say this? I went to a Malibu church for the first time. I've never been to church, 4 months ago.
Did you lose a bet? What happened?
I decided to try something new every weekend. I went took surfing lessons. I went to a church.
Better use of your time.
So, look, there were 150 people in those pews. Had to be 4 of them who were there for the first day.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's what church is.
This is better than any show on television.
The wife had been bugging the husband for 4 years. Come on, you lost touch with your faith. This is great. It's not weird or stodgy. It's uplifting. The messages are positive.
Pastor.
You come on, you're coming with me, and then we're going to IHOP.
You'll be singing hymns all the way home.
Just go one time, and if you don't feel the Spirit, you never have to come back.
He just sat there, and they launched into this.
So
diatribe.
Right. Yeah. I was going to call it a cold case, but they blew the lid off it.
They did.
On the floor.
Yeah.
At 16.
And everybody in the family is involved in the church. His wife is the co-pastor. Their kids are both pastor. She even gets up there and goes, and don't make me call, Denise and Melinda from when your co-associate raped them, and then you sent him to another place.
Fucking bouncing Betty.
Going?
This is not a Catholic church?
It's a really long clip. I mean, I just wanted to pull a chunk, but it is riveting. And she is out for vengeance.
Religious leader hypocrite. There's your headline.
And in case you weren't sure, he has resigned from the church.
Oh.
I don't know about the rest of the family. Oh, here's more. Or if you want to see it.
Oh, God, no.
I feel like, just as a parishioner, I'd need some counseling, after this.
Well, they all get up and start firing questions at him that he's zingers that he's deflecting.
Can I get my contribution?
My tithing?
Yeah.
Just play it. We'll see what happens.
It might not be the way, but every time
now they're both
you covered up for Russ Spangle, my best friend was my age when your associate pastor was molesting his 2 daughters. And you know that. You sent him to be a pastor at another church. We can call Melanie right now and Cassie, her sister.
Let's get her. Let's get her involved.
Melanie away. Don't look at me like that. You know the truth. I know, but you can tell the truth because this is a lie.
Is that the cuckolded husband on the stage?
Yes.
There with arms folded?
Yes.
My wife is
he's
not
on
just
the other side of
adultery,
her.
it's another level when it's a teenager. And I will not let this man talk about my wife like that. It happened for 9 years when she was 15,
and I'm
16,
sticking with the black churches from now on.
It would be weird if they called the other woman, but she didn't know who it was. So she was like, hello.
That's all I can say, except
I'm a prisoner no
Yeah,
longer.
I want some singing. I want people to fan themselves.
Yeah, I like that too.
I want a guy in a bass guitar back there somewhere.
And dress
I
in
don't
your
want
Sunday
this.
best.
Yeah.
Not cargo shorts.
Guys wearing short
Yeah.
sleeves.
Yeah, synagogue does not fly that
I'm
way.
going full black church.
Went on
I'm
for
good.
9
take
years.
place?
She was legal for most of those years.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian.
What part of Florida was
This is Indiana.
Wow.
Indiana?
Yeah,
Florida?
Indiana, Florida. That's right.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Can I please do one more?
One more.
Okay, this is something that I have a feeling Huell may have had a hand in from beyond.
Interesting choice of words.
Let me just hit LifeLock real quick here because I got a couple of
Another interesting
spots
choice
here.
of words.
LifeLock celebrations for dads and grads, perfect for e-card scammers. Clicking a fake e-card can install malware, pop-up ads, or steal your info. It's important to understand how cybercrime and identity theft are affecting our lives. Your personal info gets exposed. So often it's easy for cyber criminals to steal your identity. Protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock detects and alerts you to potential identity threats you may not spot on your own, like crimes committed by thieves pretending to be you. If you become a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. It is LifeLock, right, Dawson?
No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can keep what's yours with LifeLock by Norton. Join now and save up to 25% off your first year with promo code ADAM. Call 1-800-LifeLock or head to lifelock.com. Use promo code ADAM for 25% off.
Okay, I just really need to get this story out here, especially for Huell. The beloved characters Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are going full horror movie in a slasher film called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Brian, you have to do a Baldywood on this.
I'm aware of this.
In a Variety interview, the film's writer, director, and co-producer Reese Waterfield says they're feeling the need to expedite post-production of the slasher movie, which just wrapped filming in early May due to the massive amount of attention it's getting all of a sudden. Here's the premise.
Animated? Live action?
I think it's live action. We have a picture.
All right.
Here's the premise.
Mm-hmm.
It revolves around Winnie the Pooh and his pal Piglet being abandoned by Christopher Robin prior to him leaving for college, and then horror ensues.
Uh-huh. Is this an inflatable doll in a jacuzzi?
I think that's a lady.
Yes,
Is
but
it
part
a
of it is
lady?
With
it is a real
inflatable
lady, but part
boobs.
of her has been artificially inflated.
It's just the way her hand was and stuff. I
think that's inflatable boobs.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, those
sorry.
are not. There's no gravity at work.
This
So-
is a real movie. It is coming out.
Is this public domain?
Yes, it is now. Winnie the Pooh is now public domain.
Not like the chubby, Disney cartoon
version.
we all know. A. Milne's
Yes.
original Christopher Robin books are like 150 years old.
So we're going to see a lot more of this.
And they can sing
good.
Happy
Right.
Birthday in it if they want. That's public domain.
We're going to
too.
see
Really?
the
so,
strangling tree or whatever.
This is the giving
All
tree.
these things are going to be public
Yes.
domain, and we're going to
But it
take
is
a
interesting.
turn.
You got to give them credit because, like Disney, they're not too litigious. Let's give it a
Right.
shot.
Well, let's see. All right. Well, look at the.
That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, we
I
got
just
a
wanted you to
picture.
know this
Sorry.
was happening.
Jesus Christ.
Terrifying.
Well, again,
I'm not sure what's worse, the Winnie the Pooh slasher movie or the other thing.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
Look, as we've said many times, after Lego the movie, you can no longer pre-poo-poo
That's
anything
true.
ever again. You just
No.
got to go, we'll wait and see.
Yeah,
because
very
they
true.
made a movie about Legos.
Winnie the Pooh would like to challenge you on that.
Yes.
All right. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Boy, when I eat Kentucky Fried Chicken, I get the cramps.
Gina Grad.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
Where's your dad right now, Dana?
He's at home. He's in
In-
Massachusetts.
So
Probably getting ready to go visit my mom at the home.
Should we fly him out for the Shatner
He's-
Herb Alpert meeting?
He's gonna be here in August. We could make something happen.
All right. Okay. See if we can get my dad out for that.
Yeah.
Shatner, we can get Herb. We'll blow a call into. But
My
we'll see
dad
if
would
we
be
can-
like, Canadian?
Yeah, he'd be suspicious.
Un-American. Is that
All
a
right.
communist country, Canada?
Let me tell you about our last sponsor, Freeze Pipe. Today's episode is brought to you by Freeze Pipe, the smoothest hitting pipes and bongs around. Tired of the hot smoke burning the throats and coughing attacks when you light up? You can check out the ice cold Freeze Pipe. Whether you smoke THC or CBD, it's the smoothest, most pleasant way to relax. The secret is freezable, non-toxic glycerin chambers that are involved. So they run through the center of this thing. It's a really interesting piece of technology. You pop it in the freezer for an hour, and the smoke passes through it, and it's instantly cooled by over 300 degrees. You can take.
I've been trying to figure out all show, how do you get the cold in that pipe?
Yes, Jay. It is a wonderful piece of equipment, and you guys need to check it out.
It's the reverse of a coffee maker.
That's right. You can take bigger rips, zero chest or throat burn. It is Freeze Pipe, right, Dawson?
For the coldest and smoothest smoking glass pieces around, check out thefreezepipe.com. They make pipes, bubblers, bongs, and more. And make sure to use code Carolla for 10% off your first order. That's thefreezepipe.com. Code Carolla for 10% off your entire order.
Well, Seth MacFarlane's coming up this week, and the aforementioned Bill Shatner's coming up this week as well. Dana Gould, the YouTube series, Hanging with Dr. Z. You can watch season 2 now. Also, the podcast, the Dana Gould Hour, as well on the website. DanaGould.com is where you go for all the official particulars. You can go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live shows coming to a town near you. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dana Gould and Gina Grad and Bald Brian. Say it. Mahala.
It's late at night. You should be tired, but you're shaking uncontrollably.
That's awesome.
Oh, Huell.
Can I buy you guys at least one drink just to celebrate?
This is a smart cocktail.
Just put some on his finger, just a little on your lips.